Good evening, everyone. You're listening to 99.5 WSR Scranton, broadcasting live from the University of Scranton and watching us live on the Royal Television Network here at the University of Scranton. I'm John.
And I'm Joe.
Together, we are the John and Joe Sports Show.
Isn't that something?
It was a witty title at the time.
It was good.
And it stuck with us this whole time. Well, we're only 15 minutes tardy this week. Thanks for sticking with us. Hopefully you enjoyed Champagne Supernova by Oasis.
Absolutely.
Clearly, that's
probably
one of the
took
most...
the 15 minutes, right?
7.
Oh,
7 minutes. And that's one of the things we like to start off today with our sports talk show, Oasis.
Oasis. Why not?
They are a great team together, but separate, not so much. They are separated now, I believe.
Yeah, I think they're separate.
But they're brothers.
They're brothers.
Their blood runs strong.
Probably get back together.
Hopefully.
They just don't know how to finish songs. They just kind of keep going. That's all.
Yeah.
Which is hence the 7 minutes.
True. So for those of you watching us, if there's any of you out there, you're just going to have to bear with us because we can't see anything that's going on.
No.
We could be on camera 3, 1, or 2. Let's talk to all of them at once. We'll just start a thought and just work our way around.
I like
Perhaps
that.
Not.
Yeah, we're on 2. We're on 2. We're on 2.
Anyway, not as much to talk about this week because the Super Bowl is over with and the Heat didn't play last night. So I'm not really quite sure how we're going to have a show if we can't talk about the Heat.
Well, John, they play tonight.
They do. We would be covering the game, but we're here. It's disappointing, actually, because I wanted to be there and see them play the Pacers.
We could preview it.
We could.
Or something like that.
They'll probably win. They're playing the Pacers.
Oh, they've already won the championship.
They have, but they have to get there.
That's true.
But
as a formality, yeah.
Well, yeah, they don't want to just do it like that. Some would view that as cheating.
Some, yes.
Not me.
No.
Anyway, if you want to give us a text, you listeners out there, viewers, listeners, people in the studio, the two of you. Phone number is 570-212-9877. That's 212-WSR. That might be on the bottom of your screen right now. I can't see it if it is. It used to be. Maybe it is now.
No, we're just getting...
It is.
It is?
Look, you can see it in there.
Awesome.
Yeah. Look, they're on top of things.
Oh, look,
back
we
there.
have a weak or no signal.
That's
so
probably
it's getting
not
there.
best.
But it's getting there.
Weak things.
Weak. Before it just said no. Now it's weak or no signal. So we don't know which one we have.
Speaking of weak, later in the show we'll tell you how the Cavs and Wizards fared in their magnificent streaks.
Battle of terrible teams.
I'll tell you, and it's neck and neck as to who can suck the worst.
Yes. We'll inform you
later on in the show. Stay tuned. Text us things to talk about. Keep me entertained because I can't. Usually we remain entertained by watching ourselves on screen. However, we have to watch our producer try and fix the television, and I don't know if it's ever going to happen. I don't know.
She's trying. She's doing a great job.
She is.
I mean, So
anyway, sports show. We should talk about sports. We've already lost 4 listeners. I guess we'll start with college basketball because there's a new number 1 team every 4 or 5 days now.
Yes. Yeah. Pretty much.
And you really can't say that because it only has happened like that once. But BYU is number 1. Jimmer Fredette. He got them there. Just because of his name. They're like, Jimmer! Jimmer almost gets as much coverage as LeBron James.
Yeah. Almost. Yeah.
I mean, ever since he dropped like 45 that one game, now there's the Jimmer watch.
I know.
To watch him drop 20 points a game.
Love the bottom line. Jimmer Fredette has 8 in the first half.
Heads up.
Stay tuned.
Good thing for BYU is they actually have other players on the team.
They must have somebody.
They have a couple people.
Right?
I couldn't name you any.
No.
But there has to be 4 others.
If you're number 9 in the nation, you have to have some other people.
That's
true.
You
can't
true.
Just have one player.
I've watched some of their games, and there were other blue jerseys out there.
No kidding.
That were the same color as his. I don't know if they were just his fans they had on his jersey. But I think they were his players. That being said, Ohio State was number 1, but they lost to Wisconsin.
They did. That they did.
We should probably find the score of that.
It was
And tell people.
71-67, I think.
I was going to say that, and I didn't want to be wrong. So
That's okay.
That had to be it.
I believe that was the one.
I think, as far as I know, Ohio State has never won at Wisconsin, ever.
Really?
Ever.
Ever?
Ever.
Wow. No, that's a fact. It is.
That's
a good
fact.
fact.
That's a good fact for our show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, that'll end. They're number one.
Yeah, right?
It didn't. They lost.
Didn't end.
This is important.
It probably is really important.
It's not at all, actually.
It's not? Okay, good.
So yeah, that was it. They were done. And I honestly, I didn't expect them to win it or to go undefeated.
No.
I don't really expect any team to go undefeated anymore because, especially in college basketball where there's actually talent, any team could really win on any night, which we've seen time and time again. We could use cliches in our sports show. We can't use them in sports writing. We could use them in our sports show. Sometimes during the show, we have our backs to the wall. If you know what I'm talking about.
What's the pay dirt one?
Pay dirt. He hit pay dirt. Sadly,
pay dirt.
Football is over, or we would definitely use that.
I've never heard of that. If he just
he
said
threw the
pay
pig
dirt.
skin and hit pay dirt. Apparently, we're not allowed to use those.
I've got to use that. I'm definitely using that.
He'll take off major points. It says right on the syllabus. Major points for cliches. If we use a cliche during our show, we will surely emphasize it and let you all know about it. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you're all enthralled to hear our cliches. Anyway, last night, number one Kansas lost to their rival Kansas State away. They got destroyed.
They did.
Joe was not watching the game.
I wasn't.
See,
how'd you know that?
Because I just knew. I could sense it.
I'm sorry.
I watched the game, and it was a manslaughter, if you will. Kansas State finally played great. They can sometimes. They did.
They can.
We could probably tell the people about that game too, I would think.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know anything about it.
What do you mean you don't know anything about it?
I don't know anything about it.
You said you watched it.
I watched it. I think they won by 16. They were up by a lot.
Well, what I was shocked to see is that Jacob Pullen is still at Kansas State. That shocked me. I don't know why.
He did well for himself.
I feel like he's been there forever.
I agree.
So
he had, I think, 30-plus points.
That would make sense.
Granted, of course, they don't tell you anything here on this front screen, but he had 30-plus points.
30-plus.
Because I saw him 38 points.
That makes sense.
He can play.
He's a big-time player.
Basketball. It was 84-68 for all of you keeping track at home. Kansas drops to 24-2. Kansas State's record is still not good. 17-9. That's fine. Syracuse also finally won a game.
Hey! All right. How many Jerry McNamara have?
How many Jerry McNamara
How many did?
Oh, did.
Did, yeah.
He couple.
Couple?
Yeah.
That's it?
He didn't even get to double digits.
Oh, man. Jeez.
Ha! Nah, no one knows.
That wasn't funny at all. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Syracuse, though, a little bit of trouble in the Big East. I want to say they've at least lost to 4 teams in the Big East so far, but I think it's 5. And I could just look here and see that it's 6. It's a good try. 6. 6 Big East losses. Granted, the Big East is said to be the best conference in college basketball. And they probably have a valid point.
Yeah, but that wasn't the case last year when everyone thought that they were the best, and then they went out.
Then in the tournament, what did one team get past the Sweet 16?
I think so.
Yeah, that was sad.
I remember.
Thanks for destroying my bracket, Big East. Last year is also one of the first years that I didn't pick Duke to win. Duke being my favorite team, figuring that they had no chance, they won.
And yeah.
There's I just was years. I would just be like, I have to pick Duke, and they would lose in the Sweet 16
exactly
several years in a row. So I stopped doing that because there's money involved
Yeah, that's the thing.
with these brackets, even though you're not supposed to gamble on them in office pools, et cetera, et cetera. It's not going to stop, ever. It's an addiction.
Yeah, like I usually pick Juke. I usually pick
They're
Duke,
pretty good, Juke.
just because it's very difficult for me to pick against them. So I just take one bracket where I pick them usually, and then that's it. And I didn't do that last year either, and got nothing.
Got nothing.
So what you
Bad for us.
Bad for us.
So now, who moves into number one spot? Who you got? This top 25? It came out yesterday. Thank you, Kansas, for giving us more than 10 hours to gather ourselves and figure out what's going to happen with the top 10, at least.
It's tough to say.
It is.
Yeah, like I don't know. It's
Well, who do you think they're probably going to move up? Well, I don't know. It depends. Is the college bracket the same as the football one? Because the football one apparently just goes by points. Mm-hmm. Whereas you could not lose a game but flip-flop between 1 and 2 for no apparent reason at all.
Right. Naturally.
We're looking at you, Oregon. Oh, you only scored 70 this week. We're going to have to bump you down to 2. How many did Alabama have? 14? I like Alabama,
I think
though.
Alabama, yeah.
A little bit more.
Definitely. Yeah.
They should just go by jerseys. Oregon all night. Did you see their court? Speaking of that, Oregon's basketball court?
Incredible.
It's frightening. I didn't know. I thought, I saw it, and then they showed it on ESPN, just random highlights, and my mind had forgotten what they had done to the court. I'm like, where are they playing? Hawaii? Like in the sand? Is that a volleyball court outside? Oh, no. That's the Oasis.
That's the Oasis. Incredible. I've got to say.
I don't understand why other schools don't copy this. These, the uniforms and the courts. I mean, Boise State somebody just messed up there. Oh, geez. I dumped some blue on the turf. Might as well just go with it. And then it worked. They were lucky. But Oregon, takes time and designs these things. And then they're not great. The basketball team, when's the last time Oregon has won a national championship? Have we been alive for one? No.
No, I don't think so.
No. Do you know?
Definitely not, actually.
No.
Not I don't think so. Definitely not.
Let's ask Cha-Cha. They probably know. Did you ever text Cha-Cha?
I never. No. I've seen the commercials.
Yeah, it's nothing spectacular.
Nothing
that Google
can't.
My mother just said Texas #1. I don't know if that's official or if she is just using her sports knowledge to let me know that Texas is #1. She is intelligent. She's sports in her. Like peanut butter and jelly on bread. A $3 peanut butter and jelly sandwich, by the way, too. Yeah. Anyway, I could see Texas. Texas is closest to. They're the next in line, basically. They haven't had the big loss.
3 losses.
True.
That's the issue.
But they're Texas.
They are Texas.
All I know is I hope Duke doesn't become #1.
It's better when your team's not #1.
It's true.
Yeah.
A lot of people are making the case for them, as people are with Pitt, because, again, the Big East.
Power
Big
conference.
East.
Mm-hmm.
You know DePaul's in the Big East? They are tough. DePaul. They would even give the University of Scranton Royals a run. DePaul.
Don't be ridiculous.
You're right.
The Royals the Landmark Conference is the best conference in this nation.
Obviously.
Come on. Don't even Juniata?
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly. Susquehanna?
Some Juniata student is listening to this show right now. So upset.
Exactly. We're just kidding.
It's just joke.
That's just newsroom humor. Right?
Yeah, I think so.
That's
Yeah.
We actually know how to say it, don't get offended.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know. I guess Texas would be the next logical choice. Or Ohio State would go back in, but that would just be foolish. I think Ohio State would move to 2. Texas will go to 1. Pitt will probably go to 3, and I'm assuming Kansas will drop to 4, and Duke will stay the same, or they'll flip-flop.
I guess that's what you'd have to do, yeah.
That's the logical way I would do it.
Yeah.
Just because, Brigham Young is coming.
They are.
You know who's 7th? Notre Dame.
Yeah, I can't believe that.
And a Hansborough is on the team. Hopefully he's a little bit more manly than his brother was.
I would hope so. I don't want to see any more celebrations.
I don't want to see any more
like
inner
that.
ear infections that keep players out for more than 3 months. It's frightening. Did you ever get an inner ear infection while playing? Throws you completely off. Try and shoot with an inner ear. It's like your head is tilted to the side every time.
Ah!
Yeah.
My ear.
It's got to be rough. You don't even have to play D. Just flick the back of their ear like you would to somebody in the classroom if you didn't really like them.
Oh God, yeah, it's fantastic.
But he's on the team. He's actually doing pretty well for himself. Not as well as Jimmer Fredette.
No one's doing as well as Jimmer Fredette. And someone has their autograph.
I don't know who. No one on radio knows who.
No one on radio knows, but those watching know. So
No one's watching.
No one?
They're always watching. That's true. There's always somebody. Angels in the outfield, at least.
That's true.
So that's what we're looking like for college basketball. I'm assuming that's how things are going to go. That would be logical.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes logic doesn't happen in sports, however.
Last week was rivalry week.
Who played?
Let's see. I'm not positive, but I think Duke played North Carolina.
They did, and they won.
They're not really that big of rivals, though. I don't get what the...
Probably in sports,
They
I'd rank
played.
them at like top 7.
Yeah, maybe.
7.
Maybe.
I mean, Kansas State.
Oh, my God,
Ohio and Ohio State. Any states that play each other. West Virginia and Virginia. Yeah.
Definitely. And, we could talk about Duke. I can't say Duke.
I don't really want to talk about that, but we could talk about Duke, North Carolina.
There, yes. I can't say Duke.
Dick Vitale says that they are the greatest rivalry in sports. And he knows his stuff.
Well, what do you think? We could throw that on the table.
About Dick Vitale?
No.
Because I can only take Dick Vitale for all of 10 minutes. Honestly, a good half of Dick Vitale, I'm good for about 3 weeks. The man just needs to settle himself. And when Duke is playing North Carolina, it's almost as bad as when Joe Buck announces a Yankees game versus the Red Sox. The bias is extraordinarily light blue. 3. I guess that's minutes.
Yes.
Oh, camera 3.
Oh,
my God. They're blowing up. Yes, I finally get my seconds.
Go, talk.
Yes, Red Sox. Joe Buck. He is biased over this way. So is Dick Vitale. He is. He loves North Carolina. He loves their youth. He loves building them up and saying how great they are. He should probably have waited until the game was over, though, to see the final score.
That's true. And so should North Carolina.
And their fans.
And their fans.
Because in the first half, North Carolina was dominating Duke.
They were.
And Facebook
Absolutely.
let us know that because a lot of times I don't watch important sports games. I mean, I like to put on the facade that I know what I'm talking about. We have a sports show.
Right.
I'm teaching these kids how to do a sports show. I don't know what I'm talking. This is pre-recorded stuff. Really, I don't know any of this. I had to memorize it beforehand. Thanks for writing that down for me. All of this.
Of course.
Even
yeah.
this part here where I have to explain it.
Yeah, I did all that.
But I happen to be watching the game as a Duke fan. And yes, they played poorly. But the good thing about sports is usually there's more than one quarter and or half.
Yes.
And in college basketball, there happens to be 2 halves. Two of them.
2.
So what will happen is you stop playing and then you go into the locker room and then you play another half. Same amount of times the first half, just the second one.
Mm-hmm.
See that?
Yep.
You follow? You following?
I'm following. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Hope everyone's following. And then, go ahead. I took the first.
Oh yeah. I mean, the second half, the Duke goes on a run. Boom, they're right back in the game.
Seth Curry, everyone.
Seth Curry. He really came out. I think he had like 22. Nolan Smith had a career high 34. You know,
Jimmer Fredette's beating that.
So they just came out in the second half and just completely blew them away. I mean, didn't like kill them.
Yeah, they didn't kill them.
But like in the second half, they just blew them out. They had like a 20-point advantage in the second half. They outscored them like 50-30 or something like that.
And they won.
So it was a nice win. It's always nice to beat the Tar Heels.
It is.
So yeah.
But we will have to play them one more time.
Yeah, in
8 miles down the street.
Chapel.
Quite an away game that is.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to get there.
Who else played? I know Syracuse played like Villanova. They lost.
Mm-hmm. Naturally. Yeah.
Probably Pitt. All those good teams, they lost.
Yeah.
They lost. Louisville lost.
But the most notable rivalry right now, definitely in college basketball, is Duke, North Carolina.
Oh, you wanted to talk about that before, and I went off Dick Vitale.
That's fine.
So thanks for picking that up.
Yes. What's the greatest rivalry in sports, John?
I am more biased to a Yankees-Red Sox rivalry first, simply because it's just been around longer, it seems. However, Duke, North Carolina is like tied for first, if that makes any sense. If I had a pick, I'd put them like a little bit lower, but yeah, definitely. The rivalry is unbelievable every year, no matter what. Even bigger than Kansas State.
Okay, I'd have to agree with you there. I would probably put the Red Sox, Yankees at the top. Definitely outright. But the greatest rivalries in sports, see if we agree, Duke, North Carolina, Yankees, Red Sox, Michigan, Ohio State, college football, Boston, LA, NBA.
NBA.
Those are the big sports, right? We've covered them.
Those are big. Well, you forgot hockey, Joe.
Oh yeah,
as everyone knows,
the Canucks
here
and
on
the Sharks.
John and Joe Sports Show, we are hockey fanatics. The biggest rivalry to me has to be the Mighty Ducks and the Russian Olympic team.
I'd say Iceland.
Iceland.
Yeah, Iceland.
Sick
I'd
rivalry. Mighty Ducks and Iceland.
I'd have to agree.
Next to none.
Remember the knuckle puck game?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was unbelievable, and they ended up winning.
Yeah, it's crazy. They passed it back to the goalie, but it wasn't the goalie.
He just looked like him.
He was just wearing his jersey.
That was great.
I know. It was brilliant.
So that in hockey, tennis, Agassi, and Sampras. I'd have to say there. And they still go at it hard.
You're right. There's definitely no greater rivalry in tennis today.
Golf, I'd say Charles Barkley and Michael Jordan is up there. They duel it out, money on the table, gambling. And,
yeah.
Charles Barkley's got the meanest golf swing I've ever seen. Textbook.
It really
textbook.
is. It's terrible.
It's textbook. I don't know what textbook, but it's some book.
Yeah. Check it out.
What not to do during a golf swing. Charles Barkley.
Yeah, really. Just check it out. Check it out. Look it up.
Right now. Stop what you're doing.
It's funny.
It's hilarious.
You'll laugh.
It's sad.
It
what
is
are
sad.
It's
He's got to throw out his back or something.
Yeah, well.
Something. I don't know.
Apparently it works for him a little bit.
It works for him a little bit.
You think he would just stop.
Yeah.
What am I doing? As far as announcers, I'd put, the Joe Buck, Tim McCarver rivalry. That's pretty high up there. John Madden and anyone else.
Chris Collinsworth and Al Michaels are brilliant.
Michael Kay versus Paul O'Neill. And I'm not kidding. That is hilarious because Paul O'Neill will just rip Michael Kay off for pretending to use intelligent words during the simplest sport of baseball. It's hilarious. So that one, yes.
Are there any good announcers?
Some. I like John Miller, Sunday Night Baseball.
Oh, John Miller's good.
I don't like Joe
Yeah.
Morgan, but John Miller, I believe, he's probably my favorite announcer. Like, just
John
every
Miller
call he
works.
does is great.
Yeah, John Miller works. I got you.
He's one I can listen to
think.
consistently and not want to put pins in my eyes.
I'd have to agree.
Thankfully, though, Joe Buck announces the World Series.
It's true.
And for any sports fan, his voice is just like waking up to birds in the morning. If you've ever done that in life, waking up to birds. Did you ever wake
Chirp.
up to birds?
No.
No, me either. They used to do that in Disney movies. I figured like people did that around then because they wouldn't have put it in Disney movies.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Dick Vitale, I guess, is people see him as a great announcer, but
I'm sure some do.
I
Yeah.
don't. Bobby Knight, I like. He's very intelligent, and he
I don't. Yeah. Bobby Knight's
he
not
knows,
bad.
but he's color commentary. He doesn't announce the games.
Yeah. I guess I don't mind Jay Billis either. I don't think.
Gus
I'm trying to. Oh, Gus Johnson.
Johnson.
Fantastic. Amazing.
Nothing makes Madden 11 better than hearing fires. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, find a Gus Johnson soundboard on the internet and just play with it for hours.
Have fun.
Like, for those of you like a family of 4, set it up on the kitchen table and just like when your kids are running around or whoever's doing chores, just living life, sit there with it and put headphones on so they don't know what you're laughing at. Like your kid will do something like trip and fall.
You'll be laughing. You're welcome. You're welcome.
He's going deep. He falls. And you'll get enjoyment out of it for at least an hour.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there's women's basketball too. Nothing's changed. UConn is still beating people by 50, and they're only ranked number 2.
They are not the number 1 team in the
No,
nation.
because they lost one game. You know who overtook them? The team they beat. Baylor.
Baylor. Yep.
Now, if I were to beat a team, don't you think you're better than that team if you beat them by like however much they beat them by?
But John.
And
only
they won
matters.
a couple games in a row this year. They had a streak going for this season. What were they at, like 11 at the time?
It only matters. It matters when you lose,
Oh,
not who you lose to. Come on.
I guess
That's just crazy
I mean,
talk.
90 games. Spit on that.
Yeah.
90 games.
Yeah.
I've won 90 games of Madden before. Does that make me great? No.
Yes, it does. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, Baylor, they won yesterday.
They did. It was close.
It was close. And then Brittany Griner gave an interview, and I thought it was a man speaking. She's 6'8", and she sounds like I was doing something. I had my back turned, and they're like, Brittany, blah, blah, blah. And then, that was actually a terrible, terrible impersonation. That was more or less a jazz singer or a Bob Dylan impersonation for those of you that watched the Grammys and cringed when he came on. Yes. Whenever they put me on camera 3, I always lose my train of thought and never have anything to say.
Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan, Brittany Griner.
That was horrible.
I saw that. It was painful.
Oh, God.
She is a beast of a player. It's frightening, actually, to just watch her play basketball.
Yes. And last year when she punched somebody.
She did.
That was awful. Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah, she got a little angry.
A little bit.
Maybe it was from the
A
steroids.
little bit. Could be. Or beaver tranquilizers.
But, that is some fallacy there. Because we're just ripping her apart. We don't know.
I really hope she's not listening in.
She might be. Her mother might be.
Her
listening
mother,
in.
yeah, she'll probably be texting in.
We had Nick
Texting in
Folk's
soon.
mother listen at one point. We might have them listen again.
Yes.
All right, that's enough college basketball. Women's basketball doesn't really change much, and if it does, sorry to say, I tend to usually just not notice.
Yeah, I mean,
Maya Moore now leads the league in points scored, like forever. She got the most points scored.
Nice.
That happened last night.
Good for her.
And ESPN is trying this new thing where if you have HD, they like split the screen into a 3/4, 1/4 thing. So the 1/4 of the screen is on one player and the other 3/4 is on the game. So I had the opportunity of just watching Maya Moore do her thing. They're trying that now, and apparently when Duke plays tonight, they're going to have someone on Nolan Smith always.
Yeah.
Because he is, they should put it on Singler because he is hot. He is attractive, Kyle Singler. They're miking up a referee, which probably isn't a good idea.
Yeah.
I mean, not like I know what refs say, but you can only imagine. That's what Bobby Knight said. He's like, yeah. And then you could just watch the actual game.
Well, do you remember back when Duke had Reddick and they were playing North Carolina? They had three stations going. One was the actual game. The other station was on J.J. Reddick. And the other station was on the Cameron Crazies.
Didn't they do?
That was
wasn't that like
a little while
it was
ago.
like ESPN, ESPN2, and then ESPN-U when it
Yeah,
was around?
something like that. Yeah, that was ridiculous. I kept like changing stations and stuff. It was crazy. I'm like, oh, there's J.J. Reddick and there's the Cameron Crazies. Why would anybody watch the Cameron Crazies?
You did.
I did for like a second, just to see it.
That's all that you need.
That's true. It's just
There
like
might be
we'd be like sitting there just watching the.
There might be really avid Duke fans who are blind. And instead of, they have it on the radio and they watch them, I don't know. I have no answer for that. Yeah, I don't understand. I just want to watch the game.
Right, yeah.
That's just.
I think following the player is kind of cool.
Yeah. Like on a replay, like during a timeout, like here's the route that J.J. Reddick took, and they show him doing like the Frogger moves until he gets open and scores. That's nice. I don't need to see that all game though. You get tired of them just running all game long. You realize that they don't stop moving. Whoa.
Yeah, I agree.
So Duke's playing tonight as well. Tonight,
yeah.
who are they playing?
See, I actually don't know. I know.
Tonight, actually, Ohio State plays Michigan State.
Okay. All right. Remember when Michigan State was like ranked?
No.
Neither do I.
Were they?
They were at one point.
I didn't know that. That's on at 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
I think Duke plays tomorrow, actually.
See? Ha! Joke's on you.
I don't think anyone cares.
No.
Nah.
I don't think so.
They might, but I'm sorry. Yeah, it's probably tomorrow. I'll just find out right now. But that's the biggest game. And then North Carolina plays Wake Forest as well tonight. Yeah, tomorrow Duke is at Virginia.
Virginia, okay. Gotcha.
They're on ESPN2, ESPN3, ESPN Mobile TV. Number 2, Texas is playing Oklahoma State. Pitt's playing South Florida for those ranked teams. Georgetown, UConn, always a great game on ESPN3. We need to just buy a dish and watch all these.
I know.
It's not going to happen, but we can pretend. All right, that's enough college basketball.
I suppose, yeah.
You sure?
We covered a lot.
That was it.
We covered a lot.
College football, the number 1 recruit signed with South Carolina. Does it matter? Does anyone care?
Not really.
Does anyone know his name?
No.
We're going to wrap it up and go to a PSA break. We got the signal. It was good timing.
It was, yeah.
So we'll give the number real quick. It's 570-212-9877. Feel free to text us any information that you may have. Questions, comments, complaints, concerns. Anything else? Did I cover it all?
That was good.
I think that's it.
There's a lot of C's.
Whatever you want us to talk about, let us know via text. We'll be happy to address it. If Mrs. Folk is listening, shout out to you, Mrs. Folk. So we'll be right back here in the John and Joe Sports Show. You're listening to us live on 99.5 WSR Scranton and the Royal Television Network. Stay tuned.
You believe this guy?
Are you trying to start a wildfire?
Sorry. Pastor Honey?
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
哦，先生你好，歡迎光臨，等等先。誒，唔該晒。Brandon.
So, April.
Yeah?
You know your charger's still using energy when it's plugged into the wall, right?
Yeah, but that's not my charger. I don't even have a cell phone.
Millions of kids are using their energy wisely. What's your excuse?
This is my friend Rob from Michigan.
What's up?
He's a teenager.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Woo! Hey, you want to slow down there?
No.
Really? Oh, okay.
What are you doing?
We're shooting a viral video. Hold on, I want to see this. Hey, this is his last 5 minutes on Earth. A little something to Mom? Say something to Mom. How about, goodbye, Mom, sorry.
And we're back. Here 99.5 WSR Scranton and the Royal Television Network. It's the John and Joe Sports Show. Get excited. Woo! Too much.
Sorry.
Woo! There you go. Okay. Let's throw football out there so we can get it over with.
Why not?
Michael Vick is now the franchise quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. Remember when he was the laughingstock of Philly last year?
Yeah.
Remember when he was the laughingstock of Philly in week 3?
Yeah.
Give or take.
Yeah.
Remember when we didn't laugh? Well, I didn't laugh.
I didn't laugh because I felt he should be starting. Didn't
Same.
you? Yeah.
We both, I believe, discussed this on the show.
Yeah.
And then Kevin Kolb goes down. A sad day for all Eagles fans because he's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Contrary to popular belief. And what does statistics say? It's there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's got to be. I hope.
I mean, he throws 5-yard passes like there's no tomorrow.
And
better than any other
It's
one.
hard to do. I mean, hopefully, you know what? When we do our, whatever, hybrid sports show,
Yes.
when we do we're going to throw 5-yard passes to each other
Yeah,
and
definitely.
see how hard it is. And that'll be on a different day on the Royal Television Network. I think that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Just to see if we could do it as well as, or better than Kevin Kolb. Because if we can, I'm going to the NFL Combine.
NFL Combine, absolutely.
I'll be there.
I could run the 40 in 5.4 in high school.
I don't think I've ever ran one, but I'm sure my
you
speed
did.
is lacking. Oh, yeah, we did, didn't we?
Remember?
Yeah, I was probably poor as can be.
I think something good is like 4.5. Like that's like okay. So
Vic
I could run at 5.4.
is going on Oprah February 24th
Fantastic.
from my mother.
Fantastic.
For those of you that would also like to text us information that may be useful to the John and Joe Sports Show, the number is 570-212-9877. Don't be afraid. So that's nice. Anyway, oh yeah, the running. Yeah, We could do that too. Run the 40.
Run the 40. Yeah, that works.
Yeah. Won't be pretty, but we'll do
I
it.
don't look very good when I run.
No, me either.
So
I actually won't like to see that at all.
no.
It'll be frightening to the children. I don't know. Still, we were talking about this before. Like what the franchise tag entails. Why? What does it mean?
What I believe it is, and if anyone's listening, like my father, who might know this, because he definitely does. I'm not sure he's listening. I believe you get a first round. You have to give up a first round draft pick in order to trade for the player. That's what I believe. It is something like that.
We could read it from America and grade school, high school, and college students' favorite website, Wikipedia.
There we go. Perfect.
Franchise tag is a designation a team may apply to a player scheduled to become an unrestricted free agent. The tag binds the player to the team for 1 year if certain conditions are met. Each team has access each year to one franchise tag. As a result, each team may only designate one player each year as that team's franchise player. It's usually reserved for players of great skill or of high importance.
Naturally.
It allows a team's manager the privilege of strategically retaining valuable free agent players while seeking talent through the NFL draft or other acquisitions, blah, blah, blah. Yes.
Anything about what you have to trade to get them? Nothing.
Does not negotiate a contract with another team as 1 year's salary is guaranteed. If a club withdraws the offer, contract player immediately reverts to an unrestricted free agent.
Darn.
I don't see anything about
Darn.
drafting picks, nothing.
Shoot.
Well, you know what? If anything, your father will just have to inform us
Probably.
if there is anything to do with the draft. Because
I don't know.
I'm not sure. But anyway, Michael Vick, he's now the franchise quarterback. When I ever think of like the franchise player, you think of something like spectacular. Like, I'm the franchise player of insert team here.
Right.
Get at me.
Right. Yeah.
Like if I were the coach of the Bulls in the 90s, Michael Jordan would be my franchise player.
Right. The franchise tag has been applied to like Peyton Manning, just players like that, basically.
But then, like, the Patriots gave it to a guard.
Yeah.
And it just, I don't know, it just shocks me. Like, why?
It is shocking. It's shocking.
Apparently, the Eagles also put a tag on Akers, their kicker. We all know how important kickers are on the John Joe Sports Show.
Oh, absolutely.
Because kickers are athletes.
Let me tell you, David Akers had a great season, but missed 2 field goals in the playoff game against the Packers.
He did.
So that's an issue. But
I don't think any kicker is better than Boise State's kicker this year. Last year.
No doubt.
When the game was on the line and he had 2 chip shots, money in the bank. For Nevada.
Oh, man, this guy.
That's the NFL, basically. I don't know. Like, honestly, it'd be nice in sports or in television if once the season was over that you play, there's just no more talking about it at all.
Yeah.
Gone, done, stop. Yeah. Don't even mention. If you mention the word NFL, you get fined millions of dollars.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Just have people walk around the United States waiting for people to say the NFL. Fine. Perhaps not.
Yeah. Well, how about the lockout?
I know nothing about it.
Neither do I. But here's the thing with that. Both sides. I mean, I originally took the side of like the players. Could just give them what they want.
Well, you should let the people know what they might lock out. Why this is happening. Why there's even the thought of a lockout. Because like I could understand when the NHL had one. No one likes hockey. easy decisions.
Right.
There. And it's like, this year we're just not going to have hockey. No one even complained.
Well,
there
yeah,
was parties on Bourbon Street.
That's the thing.
Because the Saints hadn't won yet.
That's the thing. It's the biggest deal right now. I mean, the baseball lockout, was huge.
That was big.
But I think it happens now. This is probably the biggest one. Football is huge. Huge.
Take camera one.
Football is huge. Huge. And if you take that away, that's no good. Let me just say that. Originally, I thought, give the players what they want. All right? The NFL is a thriving industry. But the issue is you've got two very greedy people fighting against each other. So, what side do you take in this? Honestly, you've got the players and you have the owners. You get the players more money. You have to create new revenue. You have to. That's pressure on the fans. It's more money on the fans. You've got to get people to games. Think about teams like the Chiefs and all these teams. I'm on.
Yeah.
I like it. All right. Think about these teams like the Chiefs and the some other bad team. Well, not that the Chiefs were bad this year, but the Kansas City. What are you gonna do? Hopefully, no one from Kansas City is listening. We're back.
No, she can't see Kansas on her hoodie.
I'm an idiot. There we go. Yeah. There's someone in the studio.
Notice your surroundings.
I know.
What did you think I was saying? How good Kansas and the Kansas State rivalry is. Let's just pull that out of the air.
Of course, I picked the Kansas City Chiefs. Jesus.
Should have went with the Browns. No one's a Browns fan. I know. No one likes Cleveland sports.
I know. I am sorry. I apologize. That's it. I'm an idiot.
Camera two.
Camera two. See, I lose my camera.
You're done.
That's it. I say Kansas City. One. All right. Yeah. The Browns. The Browns. These
or
teams.
The Lions.
The Lions. These teams that you don't want to go out and see, all the time. And if you raise prices, then they're not good. What's the motivation to go? So it's a huge issue, huge. But you have to figure. You got to be able to figure it out. Something. Come up with something. You can't just not have an NFL season. I can't even fathom that. I can't even fathom
People would probably kill themselves if there was a lockout.
Seriously.
And I'm dead serious.
Seriously.
Because people take the NFL that seriously.
I love the NFL.
Where people would just take their lives. See, look at you.
She says she's gone.
You made her leave.
She's gonna go back and cry now.
Jeez.
Look.
My God.
I feel horrible. I feel horrible.
That's
the Chiefs. I picked the Chiefs.
The Chiefs. Anyway,
man, just go. Take it away.
We'll make it up to her. People brought us. We'll bring her cupcakes.
We'll bring her. All right. We'll bring her cupcakes.
Chiefs cupcakes.
Chiefs.
Yeah.
I could bring up my Kansas memory when they beat Memphis in the finals, and I won money. I won bucks, big bucks.
I could bring up mine when they didn't beat Syracuse.
Yeah.
I want to say I was 04.
Yeah, I think it was. I would say 03.
03.
Sorry.
There. I'm sure my father knows and will be texting us right now.
I'm pretty sure it's 03.
It's difficult
Carmelo Anthony got in 03, so it would have been 03.
That's right. It's hard for him to text considering he doesn't have a cellular phone. But try it. Anyway, where are we? Kansas, Chiefs, football.
Kansas, Mario Chalmers.
Suicide.
Woo!
Okay.
Hits it. All right.
Hakeem Warwick.
Hakeem Warwick.
Huge wingspan. Even bigger than mine. And look, I could. I'm out of the screen and I'm at Joe. I have a 82-inch wingspan, I think. It's pretty big. It's like a person.
This is not big at all.
Anyway. there's talks about if you're in the NFL and you're the lowest paid player, you're still making six figures. Mm-hmm. I think if you're the lowest paid, you get like $300 and some $1,000 a year. Yeah, you're suffering.
Right? I know. Exactly.
What's the problem? Can you not? You can't. I mean, granted, it's gonna hurt them if they don't get their checks every week. You know, they still need to. They have families and stuff like that. But overall, $300 and some $1,000 a year.
I don't get that. I mean, you know, I guess where they may be coming from is after the NFL, what do they have? Nothing.
Sean reminded us that our intramural basketball starts tomorrow.
Shout out to Sean Dempsey.
Get pumped.
Get pumped. I liked it. Yeah, that was a great message there. Hopefully he's listening. He
should text us tomorrow, like at 8, because then I'll actually probably get pumped. Now I can't.
Well, shout out to Sean Dempsey. Shout out to Shia Stevenson. And shout out to Lou. And you know who Lou is? No, he doesn't. He works at Garrity's. He's a cook, and he's back. He's back at Garrity's. They moved him, but he's back now to our Garrity's. That's awesome because I love Lou. You know that person who you have that you just love. You know, like he's awesome. He or she is just awesome. You know, well that's Lou. That's Lou, and he listens to this. He's an avid listener.
Thank you, Lou.
To the station.
I got to meet Lou now.
So you definitely have to meet Lou.
I have to go to
Garrity's. Come by Garrity's.
And then I'll
meet Lou.
That'll be the first step.
So I don't know if he's listening. He's probably not listening now. I'm giving him all this praise, and
yeah, he's not
listening.
He'll mention at work. Hey, nah.
Yeah, no. Why did I listen to your show?
What are you on? He probably doesn't even know you're on Tuesdays now.
I told him.
There you go.
I actually told him today, so
there you
go. He may not be. I mean, people have things to do. I get that. You know.
We don't.
We have to be here.
College is very, very laid back. You don't do anything here. 1-2 classes a day tops. We get 3 days off a week.
Yeah.
And we still get 18 credits.
Absolutely.
It's good life. Yeah. Anyway, NFL, figure something out. Honestly, how hard can it be?
I know, right?
You get there's the figures of how much money they would lose if there's no NFL season. The prices are astronomical. 50s of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
At least.
Exactly. And at least people, you know, who go all out on Sundays would save money. Because what are you gonna watch? You know, you're not getting pizza, wings, beer, you know, all that.
And the Super Bowl won't come.
The Super Bowl won't come. But I don't get it. I don't know. I don't know how you can't reach an agreement to get the NFL going. I mean, you know, where the players could be coming from. I mean, is right. Like I said, they don't do anything. Well, that's why you go to college. That's why you stay there. So
Larry Fitzgerald, communication major at. I don't remember. Pitt.
Yep. Absolutely.
Got his degree.
Yep.
Attaboy.
That's the way to go.
Do it.
See, he'll be an announcer.
Yes.
Now, because he's a player.
He can do it.
Obviously, you need the players. So
you can't have professional games without color commentators who have played, because if they haven't, they don't know what they're talking about.
Absolutely not. There's no way.
Now, I'm trying to go into that field, and if I get it, I'm not going to know. I don't know what's going on. Someone's going to have to tell me that's played in the games. They know more than I would.
Yeah. Absolutely, because there's no way that we know anything about the games.
We actually have a couple players under the desk. Periodically, they hand us index cards, and we're like, hey, you're right. So all these statistics we throw out at you, and clips and those cliches, these boys.
These players, yeah.
Can't tell you who they are, though.
No, definitely not.
That's copyright infringement. I think the players are making enough money. I understand they want more. Whenever people have no one's ever satisfied at their jobs.
Wants more.
I definitely make enough money. You never hear people say that. Even doctors who make more money than we'll ever look at in our lives, they don't. Same.
Absolutely. I'm with you 100%.
So they need to, anyway.
Figure it out. Roger Goodell and
company.
Yes, the other guy, the players guy.
Apparently, if there's a lockout, Roger Goodell is going to take a pay cut and only get paid like $1 a day or something, or a penny a day.
Huh.
That's going to really cut into his billion-dollar salary that he's accumulated over the years.
Yeah, so figure something out.
We'll help. Actually, I won't help. I don't know anything that's going on.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know. Like, I feel weird saying just like, oh, figure it out. I don't want to sound like that, but I feel like there's something. You know?
It's got to be something.
It's got to be something. So figure it out.
Like in '94 when the baseball strike happened, no one was watching baseball at the time. Mm-hmm. Baseball had died.
Yeah.
Okay?
Exactly.
And then, not to brag, but the Yankees helped bring it back to people actually watching it now. No one was watching baseball in the early '90s or the '80s.
Throw your greed to the side.
Brethren of sports.
That's all I've got.
Well then, we'll move sports to the NBA.
The NBA.
Correct.
All right. I'm dying up here. Are you dying?
Jeez. No, I'm good.
I get up on stage and these lights just take the life out of me.
These lights are extraordinarily painful.
They make us look great.
If you were in the studio, loyal listeners, there's got to be at least 15 lights on us right now, at least.
So
give or take. They are bright and hot.
I sweat and I'm like, I need multiple drinks of water throughout the show. It's crazy. Like I'm dying here.
You know what we should do to get back at the lights? Touch them with our oily fingers. Then when they get turned on, they'll blow up.
They'll explode, yeah.
For all of you thinking about becoming film people or production people, don't touch the lights.
Don't touch the lights with your oily fingers.
Because they'll explode.
Exactly.
No joke.
Exactly.
I'm surprised the writers of the MTV show Jackass didn't try that.
I know, right?
Just like rub their hands all over the lights and then turn them on. I'll call Johnny Knoxville. I'll text him now, actually.
I think Steve-O jumped through light bulbs once. They hung them up, and then he jumped through
Well, maybe
them.
they're frightened now that they might actually perish.
Yeah.
Being over the age of 40 years old. It's probably a good idea to tone everything down. But that couldn't hurt. You just rub your fingers on the things and walk out of the room.
That's true.
Turn the lights on. Mythbusters. Anyway. NBA, the Heat play tonight against the Pacers.
That was completely unnecessary.
That may have been. You know, Delonte West is still in the league.
I do know that.
He's playing tonight. Finally.
Really?
Yeah, he's back.
No way.
So the Celtics are gonna just.
Oh yeah. I'd give them the championship if the Heat were not.
Well,
existent.
ironically enough, the Celtics have played the Heat 3 times and lost 0.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
It's cool. That's probably the only time I root for the Celtics.
Yeah. Issue is, Heat are right there.
Issue is,
in the East.
Karma is a many splendid thing. So when the Boston Celtics play the Heat, I'm assuming, in the Eastern Conference Finals, probably will happen. Or if they play in the first round, I don't know how that works. They're probably going to play each other in the playoffs.
Probably.
Odds are the Heat win, just because the announcers are going to be like, the Celtics have never lost to the Heat, and they'll go down. It's going to happen.
Probably. You're right.
And then the Heat will get to the finals, and we're just going to simulate the matchup via NBA 2K11. And regardless of the result, the Heat will be victorious.
Excellent.
They've already won.
They have, yes.
I mean, but we have to do something to fill the commercial slots and the advertisements and the sponsorships, etc. So they're going to have something on TV. So we're going to watch the simulation of it via Xbox 360.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. You could actually, I think there's a thing where you could play in game. There's cheat codes. If you enter the cheat, you could be LeBron. during the game. How awesome would that be?
That would be awesome.
Imagine.
Night Phaser 7 has just taken over LeBron James.
He's running the wrong way. It's a Celtics fan.
It's Rajon Rondo.
Rondo.
Oh man.
Sorry for that.
We should actually. I think they should actually.
That would be really awesome.
Be really entertaining. I think.
Yeah, the players should play as themselves, literally, on Xbox.
Oh yeah.
See if they win.
Yeah, I agree.
So looking at the Eastern Conference, Celtics are ahead of the Atlantic Division by 12 games over the Knicks. Knicks are above 500 though, at
That's
27
a
and
plus.
26. For all you math majors, 27 plus 12 is 39. Some
Very
of us
good.
in class today might not have gotten that answer yet. So we'll give them a couple seconds to see how we got there.
Yeah, how'd you figure that out?
Well, I just added them up.
Good job.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah. 7 and 2 is 9, and then I just put the 1 with the 2, and it got to 30.
Got to 39. Gotcha.
Sixers are 13.5 back of the Celtics. The East, you don't even have to play half your games, and you can still make the playoffs in the East. Like, just don't go to them. You'll lose them all, but who cares?
It's such a, oh man, it's just so top heavy. The East is so top heavy. You've got the Heat.
Well, what do you mean? I mean, the Bulls are ahead in the Central by 12 games over the Pacers.
The relevant teams right now in the East: the Heat, the Celtics, the Magic, and the Bulls.
And the Hawks.
You could say the Hawks, but I
They
just
won't
don't
be
think
there in
they'll.
the end.
Yeah, I don't think there'll ever be a chance
But
that they could
they
get
attempt to be.
there. To be honest with you, like you could even take the Bulls out of that mix because I really don't think they're gonna beat any of those three teams above them. And I really think that it's gonna come down to the Celtics or the Heat.
Yep.
In the end.
I agree.
So like
I would be shocked if it didn't.
It's too top heavy. Honestly,
agree.
like you know what's gonna happen. Why watch the regular season if you know what's gonna be there at the end? It's tough. It's tough.
Or like the Lakers, why play games seriously when you know who's going to be there in the end?
That's true. They really they don't care.
Well, we'll get to that.
I mean, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Miami's ahead of the Southeast, thank God. Because if they weren't, like, we're afraid that 2012 will bring the end of the world. I think it would come early if they weren't ahead of their division, to be honest. I'd be frightened. I remember a time when they weren't. At the beginning of the year, they lost 4 or 5 games out of 10, and oh, God. Thankfully, they righted the ship.
Thankfully, yeah.
Because the NBA just wouldn't have gotten any ratings.
Not at all.
Oklahoma City, 4 games ahead of Portland and Utah, and 4.5 over Denver in the Northwest. Timberwolves are 22 games back.
Well, they could still
No. It's not any hope at all, actually. Shout out to Chris Claus. Yeah. Listening.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. Appreciate it. Hopefully, like, people actually learn things from our show, but I doubt it. We tend to just go on it. Next week, I'm honestly going to make an outline, and we're just going to be better than we've ever been before. And maybe we'll even get on the actual TV. Well, at least we can put our picture of the John and Joe's up in the production room, and it'll be played on Comcast Channel 21 all night.
Absolutely.
The Pacific, the Lakers are ahead of the Suns by 10 games. Maybe that's why they don't care when they play.
Could be it.
Southwest, San Antonio is 46-9, 7.5 games over Dallas.
I still can't believe that.
I don't know what's happened that they're that good.
I don't know how the Spurs. Yeah.
I still don't think they're that good. Their record is just how it is.
Yeah, people still don't believe in that. They're just like, oh, they're up there, but like people still don't believe that they have it.
I don't.
Honestly,
I'm one of those
either.
guys. I don't know if that makes me a bad person or what, but that's just me.
Oh yeah, I mean you've got in the West. I mean,
you can clearly see the West is the better of the two conferences. There's actually teams playing for something.
Yeah. You've got
Except for the Clippers.
That's true. And
the
they
Kings.
lost. They had a bad loss.
Honestly, it's just like 5 or 6 teams egging it out, and the rest of them aren't even close. There's no middle ground in the East or the West. You're either up there or you just might as well not even show up.
Pretty much.
Or just retire like Jerry Sloan.
There you go.
NBA coach retired. Some say it's because of their point guard, whose name slips my mind.
Darren Williams.
I could see his face. Darren Williams. They apparently have a little tiff.
Yeah.
So Jerry Sloan just retired. It's like, I'm done.
I guess that works.
Why didn't you wait this season out at least, Jerry?
Good coach.
He was a very good coach.
Had some good years.
I think he had 1,000 wins.
Yeah, I think it was 3rd all time on the.
He's the only
on the
coach
win list.
to ever have 1,000 wins with one team.
Mm-hmm.
He's been with the Jazz since Stockton Malone. Ah!
Hornacek, Ostertag. Brian Russell.
That's it. Best known for getting pushed out of the way.
That was it, right there.
I want to meet him one day and ask him if Jordan actually pushed him, or if he just acted it out.
Oh, he pushed him. I can't.
I just can't. I just don't know how strong of a man he was to push him with his left hand and send him that far away, though. He must have been jacked. Because he crossed over and mid-cross just sent him flying.
It could have been a little of both. Or maybe Brian Russell just didn't have his footing.
Or maybe he's weak.
It could happen. It could be anything.
I don't know, but I heard Brian Russell a couple years back is dying to play Jordan one-on-one again. See, he never forgets that he was that guy that got pushed. He'll admit he got pushed. Jordan will definitely deny it. Or he just won't make reference to it. He'll just laugh it off.
Exactly. Yep.
I love Michael Jordan. He's actually one of the guys under the desk. We'll admit it. He's one of them holding up the note cards. But there were some great games this week. First on Saturday, Sunday, Friday. The Cavs played the Clippers at home. The Cavs had lost 26 straight games of basketball, which is sad.
It is sad.
Pathetic.
Byron.
Watch yourself, Byron. Could have had the Lakers job. You wanted a coach. How's that working out for you? Huh?
He should really go to the Lakers.
How many wins do they have, Cleveland? Let's find that out.
9? Maybe?
9.
9, okay.
You know how many wins San Antonio has? 46. You know how many losses they have?
9.
9.
Yep.
They're complete opposite records.
Yep.
Wow. Anyway, so as bad as it is, I was kind of rooting for the Cavs to just keep losing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's sad to say, because there's two sides of that. You could be the fan that is pulling for them. Come on, get out of the slump. I was the guy that really wanted them to lose every game.
Yeah.
And they were winning in the fourth quarter, and then the Clippers were coming back, and it ended up going in overtime. And the Cavs won. They beat the Clippers. Antoine Jameson had 38 points, led the team. And that one point guard, Gibson.
Daniel,
he was
Gibson.
back for the first time in a while. I think he had a double-double. He had 22 points, 12 assists, something like that. So that helped them out, and they won. So that streak ended.
So good for them.
Good for them.
Way to go.
And then they lost the next game to the Wizards. Now, what makes that game special? We've been looking forward to this game for several weeks now because as the Cavs continued to lose, the Wizards continued to lose on the road. They had lost at the point of when they played the Cavs 25 straight basketball games on the road, which is just as poor
Exactly.
as the Cavs.
Exactly.
But they won a couple in between at home.
Yeah.
And, there's that. But when they were to play each other, that was going to be the day one of their streaks had to end. There's no way around it.
It's so unfortunate that the Cavs ended up winning before they played the Wizards.
I know.
I really wish
that would have been
didn't happen.
That would have been like that football game when the Lions and the Browns decked it out for like ridiculous amount of points in the 40s, and quarterbacks
like
throwing for
season.
like 560 yards and back and forth.
Yep.
But the Wizards ended up beating the Cavs the next night to end their away streak at 25. So both historic streaks ended on not consecutive nights. Close together.
Close, yeah, very close. So, and congrats to the Wizards.
Good for you, Wizards.
We're getting
John Wall. I don't even know how to.
Getting on the board. Getting on the board.
Whatever.
Win column. I like it.
Lakers beat the Celtics, and then they lost to the Bobcats and other teams.
They go in, Ray Allen.
Ray Allen. We forgot to mention Ray. I like Ray Allen.
I don't.
Why?
Well, actually,
I don't mind Ray Allen. He's
just like look at him though, and like, man.
Yeah, but what I don't mind about him is like he never talks. He never really like is the outspoken player on the. He lets Garnett and Pierce do the jabbering, and he just kind of just relaxes.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to pick people on the Celtics that I don't really, I would say Allen, and I would probably say, well, depending on Rondo, I'd say Rondo and Allen don't really bother me that much.
Miami is beating the Pacers 29-12.
Well, there you go.
The Pacers did beat the Heat though this year, ironically enough, which is. But I don't think they were at full strength then, or some excuse. But anyway.
But Ray Allen now has the most three-pointers in a career, passing Reggie Miller.
The most cockiest player in the National Basketball Association.
The most cockiest.
Yes, I did. I did it on purpose. That's how cocky he is.
You needed to emphasize it. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And he was there at the game announcing.
He was announcing, yeah.
So they got a nice hug.
Yeah.
Our friend Greenwood was at the game, too.
Yes, Mike Greenwood. Shout out if you're listening.
Should have had him in here to tell us about it.
I know, right?
He's not very talkative.
He wouldn't show emotion, though. He's just it was cool. It was cool, Ray Allen.
Yep. Yeah, he made the three. But, the crowd was on edge. He made the first one. The place went crazy. He missed a couple in between. Then he made the second. I think everyone in the stadium stood up simultaneously.
Yeah.
First one being his mother, who's at every game and looks like she's his sister, but she's really his mother. But she's at every game. She got excited, and good for him. I mean, I don't hate that he got the record. He's a player I don't really mind on the Celtics.
He's cool. I just don't like him. Still.
I'm not a fan of Ray Allen. He's okay, but it didn't bother me. But then. She's cheering us on. Woo! Fine. Then the Lakers ended up winning the game.
Yeah.
Because the Celtics, I think it almost seemed like after that, everyone in the stadium left. And then the Celtics just stopped playing. Like, okay.
They just came to get the record.
And then the Lakers just went off on a tear and
Yep.
ended up winning the game. But then they lose to terrible teams. So when we come back, we'll talk about why the Lakers are crappy. And then they get good, and then they're crappy, and then where's the consistency? And
is this an issue
for the playoffs? We'll fill you in on if there's any Carmelo news, and then we'll get into baseball because the pitchers and the catchers are ready to play ball. So if you want to text us any of your comments or questions, anything at all, the phone number is 570-212-9877. Feel free to text us. We have open ears and an open mind. Here on 99.5 WSR Scranton and the World Television Network, it's the John and Joe Sports Show. We'll be right back.
What's up? This is my friend Rob from Michigan.
What's up?
He's a teenager.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Woo! Hey, you want to slow down there?
No.
Really? Oh, okay.
What are you doing?
We're shooting a viral video. Hold on, I want to see this. Hey, this is his last 5 minutes on Earth. A little something to Mom? Say something to Mom. How about, goodbye, Mom, sorry.
哦，先生你好，歡迎光臨，等等先。誒，唔該晒。Brandon.
You believe this guy?
Are you trying to start a wildfire?
Sorry. Pass the honey?
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
So, April.
Yeah?
You know your charger's still using energy when it's plugged into the wall, right?
Yeah, but that's not my charger. I don't even have a cell phone.
Millions of kids are using their energy wisely. What's your excuse?
You believe this guy?
Are you trying to start a wildfire?
Sorry. Pass the honey?
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
You believe this guy?
Are you trying to start a wildfire?
Sorry. Pass the honey?
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
And we're back. 99.5 WSR Scranton and the Royal Television Network is the Daniel Sports Show. I'm Johnny's Joe.
I'm Joe.
Anyway, we were talking about the NBA. It's now 35-13 Heat.
Ugh.
Just keeping everybody in tune.
Yeah.
I'm sure if you have any channel on right now except for Jeopardy, they have on the Heat.
Oh my gosh, Jeopardy! I'm missing the machine. Watson. I'm missing Watson.
It's the final show, too. Well, there's the one tomorrow, which you could watch in the office.
Jeez.
I'm
Yeah,
getting
right.
a T-vote, apparently.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Anyway, what were we going to talk about? Oh, the Lakers.
Lakers.
Their troubles. Over troubled water. The season. Problem with the Lakers is they don't try and win games sometimes. Yes.
This is true, actually.
What's the problem, Joe? You're a Lakers fan. You're wearing their shirt right now.
I'm wearing their shirts.
So you must know something about them.
What is the problem? See, it's difficult to tell. You could say that there's issues, but the key factor is that we won't really know, what they're made of until the playoffs. Last year they kind of went stumbling into it. They weren't playing that well at the end, but they came into the playoffs and they ended up winning the championship back to back. So it's difficult to say, but right now, from what I can see, is that Kobe's trying to do everything.
Shocked.
I mean, that never happens.
No.
Yeah, you've got 2 big men, and that's it. Just Bynum and Gasol. You have...
Sean said he starts the pump-up process pretty early, hence the text. So he's got to be listening. All right, we'll get pumped up then now.
Woo! Neesons!
Is that what our team is?
Yeah, we're the Liam Neesons again.
Again?
Yep. Get your shirt.
I burned it after we lost.
Come on, Hannibal.
It's burned. Anyway.
So you've got just 2 big men. You've got the bench not really doing much. Coming into the season, you looked at the bench, you were like, looking pretty good. I'm not really seeing much out of these players anymore. Some spurts. Matt Barnes is hurt for the Lakers. That's hurting them. I mean, Steve Blake, I'm not really seeing much from you. Shannon Brown, again, in spurts. The most consistent bench player is Lamar Odom. He's having a very good season so far.
I love Lamar Odom.
Lamar Odom is fantastic.
He should start.
Yeah, absolutely. But he said what show?
Who did?
Again, Jason Tugin. I'm going to...
Don't say it on air, Joe.
all right. Anyway...
Maybe he's just kidding.
I really hope he's kidding.
He might be.
But,
anyway.
So...
Yep.
Basically, you only have that one player really performing well, night in, night out. You have an old Derek Fisher on the starting lineup. You have Ron Artest, who's playing awful.
He just doesn't feel like playing.
Horrid.
Yeah.
I just don't understand it. So this is tough. A lot of weight has been put on Kobe's shoulders, and the team is not going to succeed with just him, especially anymore. He could take over a game for parts of it. I mean, you saw it against the Celtics. He sat out the first 6 minutes of the fourth quarter, then he came in, took over the game, nailed a bunch of shots, put the nail in the coffin. That's what he could do. But, I mean, there's no one to go to when Kobe's not on the floor. There is no player to go to whatsoever. They have nothing. I'm not seeing an offense. I'm not seeing defense. I mean, they just look lackadaisical, and they're just like they're on cruise control this season, which they could be. I don't know. I mean, I don't know, and that's why I kind of have to wait until the playoffs to really know what the Lakers are made of.
But that's also frightening because teams can easily turn it on and off, but you just worry that they won't be able to in time, especially in a 5-game series. Didn't they play 5 in the beginning of the series, or did they just go 7-7-7-7?
It's 7-7-7.
Yeah, that's right. They changed that to pain and agony and just dragging out the finals into the summer. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, you never know. But a 7-game series, they should be able to, hopefully. But perhaps the answer to this question is in a man named Melo.
It could be.
With only one L. See his house? Did you ever watch Cribs, Celebrities? Like, check his house out in Denver. Immaculate. And he wants to leave? Well, he might leave. Why would you leave your house?
I don't know.
We'll just get another one.
I don't get it.
Just visit there. You know, he's got a little bit of money.
A little dough.
Anyway, that's from those incentives from Syracuse. Yeah, I see you there, athletic director.
Uh-oh.
Not really.
Yeah, no.
Not at all.
Just a joke.
So the Knicks and Lakers seem to be the top people in this whole Carmelo supposed trade rumor type deal. But the Nuggets want a lot from the Knicks in order to get Carmelo because apparently they're looking to rebuild their team, which I don't quite understand because I don't really see their team having any trouble. I mean, a lot of the players that normally helped them out, like Birdman and Russell Martin. Nope. I always say Russell Martin. Kenyon Martin.
Kenyon.
They're, I think, both hurt, or they're just not on the team anymore. But I haven't seen Martin or the Birdman in any other team, and I saw them at the stadium, so I'm assuming they're hurt.
Must be.
They got Chauncey Billups, who is, a little bit lower than a Jason Kidd type point guard. You got Carmelo Anthony, J.R. Smith. They got good players on their team, and their colors are probably top 3 nicest in the NBA. I love their color scheme. What are you rebuilding for? What's the trouble? And you're going to give away the best player you have to rebuild.
Yeah.
So the rumor was Melo for Bynum straight up. I don't really know how that's rebuilding your team when you're only getting one player. A player who has not played a full season without being injured and still has terrible knees. Where you could poke them and they'll break. I've done it. It was painful to watch. And I don't really think the Lakers have anyone else to give. They don't really have young prospects on the team. Even the guys on their bench are kind of old. So I don't really know what they're looking for. As far as the Knicks, they do have younger players, but a lot of the players are saying that they're asking for too much. They don't want to give up 5 guys for one. Because then it would kind of be a waste for them to do that because you're only getting one guy. Okay, well, where's all the key players that would form around Carmelo?
Yeah. Yep.
So honestly, I think this will probably just end up with nothing happening, and then Melo's just going to sign an extension with the Nuggets if he doesn't get traded for the next 3 years, and everything will just be the same.
I think that's exactly what's going to happen. I don't understand this. This team almost made it to the finals 2 years ago against the Lakers. So I don't see why this team has to rebuild. I was afraid of them last year, but they had issues. George Karl had cancer, so he couldn't coach. I mean, this is a team that had issues. There's no reason to give up yet. I mean, I was really afraid of the Nuggets last year, and then they lost, and I was happy because I was afraid that they could take over the West. But I mean, you have Billups, you have Melo, you have the makings of a pretty good team.
The Dutch master wanted us to shout out Rob Martin. Shout out to
Rob Martin.
Rob Martin.
Yes.
Holy Cross, I believe, is playing Old Forge tonight.
Oh, good. I hope they win.
Same.
Yeah.
Even though I love Old Forge style pizza. Nah.
Pretty overrated.
It is.
I think.
It really is. And I'm not really a fan of it.
Yeah, like I like it, but it's not like it's just different. It's
I've
not
never been like,
bad.
boy, I could use. Nah.
Yeah.
Because
exactly.
a lot of the places put onions in their pizza. I'm not a fan of that. What are you doing? Get these out of here.
No.
Plus, I prefer round pizza as to square. You'll be hard-pressed to find a round pizza in Old Forge because it's not Old Forge style.
Yeah, exactly. So,
anyway, I just don't think anything's going to happen with the deal, and everyone will be happy, including Franz.
Definitely.
He loves Carmelo.
Loves Melo.
As far as him playing with the Knicks, I think it'd be pretty cool for him. New scenery. Sad part about the Knicks is after David Lee left, I'm having a hard time knowing anyone on the team besides Amari Stoudemire.
Amari Stoudemire, Raymond Felton.
Yeah. I mean the white guys from different countries.
Yeah, Gallinari. Someone else. Patrick Ewing, Allen Houston.
John
Starks, Charles Oakley.
Marcus Camby. Never won a finals. I don't get it.
I don't get that either. But
I don't get it.
But what are you going to do?
Anyway, isn't this week All-Star Weekend? Or is it next week? Or is it 3 weeks from now? I don't even know.
I actually don't know.
Well, let's find
it
out.
Gonna have to check it out.
It's got to be soon. It's been...
I want to say that it is...
Yep, Sunday is the Eastern Conference
Gotcha.
at Western Conference. So I'm assuming, is the dunk contest usually on Saturday?
Yes, I think.
And the only one I know in it is Blake Griffin. And if he doesn't win, there's trouble.
That's the thing.
He should just not have to show up for that because he's won this already this year.
You just don't know with these dunkers, though. Like, you don't
True,
because
we thought Shannon Brown was going to win last year, and he did
nothing.
He just dunked.
Like, I really can't say that he's a shoo-in.
I hope, my prediction is Baron Davis will be his his pal or his buddy, and you need to get like a second person. They usually do alley-oops from half court. I'm hoping that they pull an alley-oop from the first row of seats at one end of the court all the way down the other end. They probably practice that at practice all the time. Either a full court alley-oop dunk, or even better, in the stands, full court alley-oop dunk. Boom. That would be epic.
Like it. It would be.
It's never been done.
I agree.
Or like even on a bounce, just air it out and watch the scoreboard. See what happens. That would be my prediction of a great dunk to see.
That'd be awesome.
At this point, it's hard to do something we've not seen before.
That's true.
I mean, Dwight Howard
That's
and Nate Robinson were able to pull off some pretty creative dunks, but everything's been done. And
Pretty
it's sad because, like, how do you give people a 50 when they just go through their legs and dunk?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen that since Vince Carter. I don't know. I think if you're short, you win the dunk contest.
Pretty much.
That's really, if you're a short player that can dunk, John Wall, go for it. You'll win out of pity. So that's basketball. We'll switch gears and move to baseball, America's current pastime. Don't know how long that'll last because football has overtaken it in revenue and audience, but for now, America's favorite pastime. Yeah. Albert Pujols, your boy,
your
buddy, your pal, your companion, your chum.
Negotiations.
Little bit of an issue here. Maybe you shouldn't have paid Matt Holliday $14 million every 10 minutes.
Look, I agree with you. There's no... I didn't make that decision.
That's true.
I didn't. I swear.
You did not. But there were talks that Pujols wouldn't sign before the negotiations, and he'd be a free agent next year, and then he'd be the Yankees DH. But I think
they have to sign him.
I think he's talking. They're negotiating. I think he'll sign.
Have to sign him.
That was just really funny that there was even talks about it. Like, really?
Yeah.
Pitchers and catchers reported already. The Phillies have won the World Series. Congratulations, Philadelphia. Best pitching staff on paper since God knows when. Haven't even thrown a pitch in a game yet, and they have won the World Series. And they all won Cy Youngs, except Joe Blanton. Joe Blanton gets forgotten about. A lot of people probably don't even know they have 5 players on their rotation, not just 4. They don't need 5. They could easily go 4. Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't, just to be spiteful and show-offy. Like the Yankees, where they just used 3 starters all of the playoffs. But it worked.
I think they should overuse Blanton.
I think so, too.
Because they're definitely going to make the playoffs. I mean, at least you would think.
They should call up random people and just throw them in that 5th role.
Yeah, really.
People from AAA, test people out. You don't need to win the 5th game.
Yeah.
What are you worried about? Win all 4? All right, we'll take 4 out of 5 every week. I'm up for that.
Absolutely.
And then maybe, just maybe, you'll win that 5th one, and then it's just look out.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm excited. I'm still not really in baseball mode yet. It's hard with the transition of sports. I wish there was more of a gap between them because I'm in basketball mode now. It's not even the All-Star break yet, and already we're with baseball, and it's not even March.
Yeah, I'll be in basketball mode till the Lakers either win the championship or lose in the playoffs.
Same.
And then I'll be done.
College basketball in March. I'm not thinking about spring training.
Exactly. Best time of the year, March Madness. Can't wait.
We're going to be ruckus during this show.
Yeah. Yep.
The week of the tournament. Mm-hmm. Our hair will be all messed up. We'll look like Don King.
Don King. Yep. That's who I thought you were going for, but I didn't want to be like Don King. I'm like, no.
No, actually, the guy from Back to the Future, Christopher Lloyd.
There you go.
Anyway, that's what's going on with that. CC Sabathia with the Yankees showed up to camp 30 pounds lighter. He might opt out of his contract next year and ask for more money, because if there's one thing the Yankees don't do, it's pay you a ridiculously amount of money the first time out. So you need more after a while.
Definitely.
Clearly.
Definitely.
And with all the Cy Youngs he's won with the team, it's easy to see why he would want the money. And World Series MVPs.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Posada can see Pettit returning to the Yankees. I could too. I bet you he's going to stay in shape and come back in the summer, a la Roger Clemens. Hopefully they won't pay him $22 million to do it.
Please don't.
But I would like to see that. Especially if Derek Jeter texts you like right now and says, come play with us. All right, I'm in.
That's true. Yeah, you never know. Once these athletes get out, they just kind of like, well, what do we do now? So they want to go back. See that with a lot of people. So.
And he's a player that actually probably could still. That's the thing. Like, how far do you go? Do you go up until a year before you can't play? Or do you wait until you can play and then everyone makes fun of you when you don't do anything? Brett Favre.
Brett Favre. Old.
Do you do that?
Old.
Brett Favre is old.
Old.
3 exclamation points.
Very old.
Perhaps you could see that on the bottom of your television screen. We don't know. We don't even know if they still have that on the CD board. We don't even know if they're paying any attention to us right now.
No. They could be
Hapless.
studying.
That doesn't mean anything right now.
No.
Hapless. Nobody even knows what we're talking about.
Not at all. Not at all.
So that's what's going on with Major League Baseball, if anything. I'm excited for the year, but again, I'm waiting patiently. Stan Musial got the Medal of Freedom Award. Don't really know what that means. Good for him. Stan the man.
He's free.
Yeah, he's been chained for years after he got out of it. Well, I guess we'll talk about hockey to end the show. We got about 5 minutes. Let's see what we got here.
The Predator.
Blues snap 16-0-5 run by Canucks Luongo.
Shame.
Yep, that's it for hockey. On SportsCenter, I've noticed there's been a ton of fights this past week. Like there's that one game. I don't know the teams. I don't really care either. But penalty minutes were like 84 minutes or something.
It was bad.
Penalty minutes? Bad. There was just like, there'd be a face-off and then 3 separate fights. Dear God.
I'm pretty sure both goalies got kicked out and they were playing with like nobody.
Yeah, it was
guy
bad.
In net. And,
like people were just coming in from the stands like, yeah, we'll play.
I think it was like 9-2. It ended at like 9-2. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So that's life right there.
Yeah. Yep.
For hockey. I don't know enough about hockey. My apologies.
Neither do I. It's okay.
No, it's not.
You're right.
It's nice to be there at the games.
Oh, the games are a blast. Yeah, I've been there. They're fun.
Well, closing statements. What do you got?
Well, the Heat are playing right now. So hopefully you have the radio on and you're watching it. I mean, listening to us and watch. Yeah, picture-in-picture.
Obviously.
Of picture-in-picture with one camera always on me. All right. So yes, the Heat are on. Hopefully you're watching that. A little bit of downtime in sports right now. You can't really. There's really not much you could say. I mean, there's like pitchers and catchers. You're in the middle of the season with certain things. Like there'll be a little bit of a lull here until the the conference tournaments in college basketball.
End of
start happening.
February, Pitt's picked up, but for now, not even end of February, beginning of March.
Mm-hmm.
For now, it's just nothing's happening exciting. I guess for this week, tune in to the All-Star game, the dunk contest. Like, if you're not doing anything at all, because you're not going to miss anything. Shaq's not an All-Star, so it's not going to be that funny.
That's true.
He should make the All-Star team.
He should just be there, yeah.
Yao Ming made the All-Star team. He played a total of...
Was it 0?
No,
or did he actually play?
He played a couple.
All right. Sorry.
Maybe 3, 4. I declare a thumb more. Not enough.
Not enough, definitely not.
And he made the All-Star team.
Yep.
But the dunk contest should be interesting. I hope Blake Griffin puts on a good show. I'm looking forward to see that. Other than that, the All-Star game, not that exciting.
Not exciting.
Used to be pretty cool once in a while.
Yeah.
But you're better off just YouTubing like best All-Star moment highlights and watch that instead of the game, and you'll be set.
I'd have to agree.
So we'll be back next week. We'll have an outline of information which will make our producers extraordinarily happy. Perhaps we'll be on actual television, and perhaps we'll be able to see ourselves. I mean, things may be flying in motion next week. You're not even going to know what to do with yourselves. We might have a different screen for our intro. Whoa!
It's going to be intense. So I hope you'll join us.
I do too.
Yeah.
So we'll be back next week. If you like the sound of my voice, stay tuned right after this for my alternative show with the Dutch Master, where we play glorious music for the next 2 hours. Until then, I am John.
I'm Joe.
We're the John and Joe Sports Show. Tune in next week, same time, same place, same frequency and channel. 99.5 WSR Scranton and the Royal Television Network. We thank all of our little helpers today, and we'll see you guys next week.